You ever work somewhere that just breeds drama? Like the air itself feels charged. One wrong look, one rumor by the coffee machine, and boom, a whole new saga begins. That was my office. And if someone ever made a show about it, it would be called The Girl Who Eats Drama. No kidding. Some people live on caffeine and bagels. Laura? She lived on chaos. Back then, I was an assistant manager at a big retail chain in Seattle. Long hours, low pay, same corporate nonsense, but the people made it bearable. Until Laura arrived. From day one, she walked in like she owned the place. Confident, charming, dangerous. She had that kind of smile that made you wonder if she already knew your secrets. And trust me, she probably did. It didn't take her long to start flirting with Devin, a manager from another branch. Devin was your typical, I'm the main character type. Perfect hair, loud laugh, always talking about how irreplaceable he was. At first, it was harmless. Few smiles, some late-night texts. But one day, I walked into the break room and, well, let's just say they weren't discussing work schedules. I shook my head and thought, here we go again. Another workplace romance waiting to explode. A few days later, Devin casually drops this little bomb in conversation. Well, I'm kind of seeing someone. Kind of. Like it's a diet version of a relationship. Laura just smirked and said, kind of doesn't sound too serious to me. And that was that. She kept seeing him like nothing happened. A week later, Devin goes on vacation. We all assume he's going solo, but over the weekend, our coworker Tina starts posting pictures on Instagram. Beaches, cocktails, sunsets, and Devin. She's calling him her love. I remember Laura staring at those posts on her phone, her reflection flickering in the screen. Most people would have rolled their eyes and moved on. Not Laura. She locked her phone, straightened her hair, and said, he picked the wrong girl to play games with. That was the moment the show went from office sitcom to full-blown telenovela. Laura started texting Devin again, subtly at first. Hope you're doing okay here. Miss your face there. Then it escalated into emotional blackmail and manipulation. And somehow, it worked. Devin started sneaking around with her again. Tina, poor thing, had no clue. One day she stormed into the store, eyes red from crying. Has anyone seen Devin? He won't answer my calls. We all played dumb, but I knew where he was, sitting at home with Laura. Later, Devin told me the story himself. Tina showed up at his house, banging on the door, begging him to talk. He refused to open. Go home, Tina, he said through the door. Don't make a scene. And right behind him, on his couch, was Laura. Calm, smirking, holding his phone. Tina eventually left, but not before saying something that stuck with me. Karma, Devin. She always finds the address. Weeks passed. Things quieted down, or so I thought. Then one random day, a new hire comes up to me like, hey, did you hear Devin and that girl Laura had a baby? I nearly spilled my coffee. I checked Laura's Instagram. Gone. Deleted. Vanished. No photos, no posts, nothing. It was like they'd both erased themselves from existence. And that's when my little streak of revenge kicked in. See, after everything, the manipulation, the heartbreak, the chaos, they just got to disappear. No, not on my watch. So here's what I did. Our company had this internal mailing list, all managers, all districts. I created a new account under HR Training Initiative and sent out an official-looking invitation for a new ethics webinar, Maintaining Professional Boundaries, Lessons from Real Workplace Cases. Sounded legit, right? And at the very bottom, in tiny font, I added, case study based on recent incidents involving staff from the Seattle region. Within days, chaos. People were whispering, forwarding emails, trying to guess what it was about. The higher-ups got wind of it. They even turned it into a real mandatory workshop. And though no one said names out loud, everyone knew whose it was. Laura and Devin had officially become the cautionary tale of the company. Revenge? Maybe. But honestly, it felt poetic. Sometimes karma just needs a little nudge to find her target. Tina eventually quit. She moved to Portland, started working at a coffee shop near the coast. We stayed in touch a little. She sent me a photo once, her smiling, the ocean in the background. She wrote, "I'm not angry anymore, just grateful it's over." And I remember thinking, yeah, that's growth. Meanwhile, I still get emails about that professional boundaries seminar. Apparently, they still use that anonymous case in training sessions. Guess who wrote it? Yup. Somewhere out there, Laura's probably still thriving on chaos. But me? I've learned something. When you work with someone who feeds on drama, the only way to survive is not to fight them head on. It's to let them choke on their own mess. And if you've made it this far in the story, hey, you've earned it. Hit that subscribe button. I've got more real-life stories that'll make your jaw drop. Betrayal, revenge, and karma served cold. Sometimes I think offices are little laboratories of human behavior. You see everything there. Love, lies, manipulation, redemption. It's where ordinary people show their true colors. And once in a while, you get a front row seat to a masterpiece of self-destruction. So yeah, that's what happened with the girl who eats drama. She won, for a while, got the guy, had the baby, disappeared. But you and I both know, messy people never stay quiet forever. They just go dark until karma finishes writing the next chapter. And when she does, you can bet I'll be here to tell you about it. So stick around, hit that bell, and remember, no one escapes their own story, not even the ones who think they're the authors.